All right, today we're going to talk about something that drives every developer nuts: outdated documentation. As we lean more and more on AI to help us write code, the quality of what we feed it is everything. And we're going to look at a tool called Context7 MCP that's designed to fix this problem once and for all.
I mean, come on, we've all been there, right? You're totally in the zone, you grab a code snippet from what you think are the official docs, you hit run, and bam, it crashes. And then you spend, the next hour pulling your hair out, only to find out the docs were for version 2, but you're running version 3. It is the classic, most frustrating, time-wasting headache.
You know that whole experience? It actually has a name, and that's what we're diving into first. It's called the version drift problem. It's the sneaky, silent productivity killer that happens when the docs you're relying on just don't match the code you're actually using.
And here's a perfect example of what that looks like. It can be something so simple. On the left, you've got the old doc saying, hey, use API.old_method. But in reality, on the right, the latest version has renamed the method and now it needs a parameter. It's these tiny little differences that lead to so many bugs.
Yep, that little gap right there, that's what we call version drift. And giving it a name is actually really important. It means we're acknowledging this isn't just you making a random mistake. No way. It's a systemic problem that happens because software just moves so incredibly fast.
So how in the world do you fight back against version drift? Well, that brings us right to the solution we're looking at today, Context7 MCP. The whole idea is to give you automatic, perfect context every single time.
Okay, so what is this thing really? Context7 MCP isn't just another search tool. What it does is it automatically goes out, finds the most current, version-specific docs and code examples for what you're working on, and then, this is the cool part, it injects them right into your AI prompt. It's like having this expert assistant who just hands you the exact right page of the manual every single time.
And what does that really mean for you? Well, it means this. That whole tedious cycle of opening a dozen browser tabs, hunting for the right doc version, and then manually copying and pasting context into your prompt, it's just gone. The whole point is to get rid of all that friction.
So you're probably wondering, how does this magic actually happen? Well, the process is surprisingly smooth and happens right behind the scenes. It really boils down to these 4 simple steps. First, you just write your prompt, like you normally would. Then, MCP is smart enough to figure out what you're asking for, and it goes and fetches the right documentation. After that, those docs are automatically injected. And the result? You get a much more accurate, fresh output from your AI, because it's working with the correct info right from the start.
But here's the real magic. This is the secret sauce. It's not just pulling the latest docs. No, it's pulling the documentation for the exact version of the framework or the SDK or the API that you are using in your project right now. That level of precision is what really, truly kills version drift for good.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but why is this such a big deal in our day-to-day work? Let's get into the real-world impact.
See, by keeping your AI's context fresh, you're doing way more than just avoiding a few bugs. You are fundamentally supercharging your entire workflow. You get these just-in-time, authoritative references without all the manual grunt work. This completely shifts your focus from, is my information even correct? To, okay, what can I build with this correct information? It's a game changer.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. Grounded in the real, latest documentation. It says it all, doesn't it? This isn't about working with speculative or, months-old training data. It's about anchoring your work in the ground truth of how the software works right now. That builds this foundation of trust and reliability that's just so critical.
So where are you really going to feel this? Where does it make the biggest dent? Well, as you can see here, the impact is huge with these complex, fast-moving targets. We're talking complex APIs, SDKs that are always evolving, and major frameworks. And of course, these are the exact areas where version drift causes the most pain.
All right, let's wrap this up. Because what we're looking at here isn't just some clever little utility. We're really looking at what could become a whole new standard for accuracy in how we develop software with AI.
The big idea to walk away with is this. This isn't just a reactive tool for fixing problems after they happen. It's a proactive tool that helps you build with good, solid information right from the get-go. And that fundamentally changes your entire workflow to be way more precise and efficient.
So I want to leave you with this question. Just take a second and think about it. How would your projects, your speed, maybe even just your day-to-day frustration levels,
How would all of that change if you could always trust that every single AI prompt you write is grounded in the precise, correct documentation you need? It's a really powerful idea, and honestly, it's one that might just reshape how we all code.